Here's the first chapter of Emily Frankel's novel, 3 Miles East of Rose. The night was balmy, more like April than February. It was as if Mother Nature were smiling, giving personal support to the high school fair. Or, if you believe in the stars, providence, and that sort of thing, it was preordained that this annual fundraising affair was going to be a night to remember. Over the loudspeakers there was a faint hum that became a hiss, then the opening chords of the Star-Spangled Banner. Wynne noticed her right away, standing tall, even though she was average height. Her hand was on her heart. Short-cropped silver blonde hair was fluffed around her face like dandelion fuzz. Was she young and naive, old-fashioned, exceptionally patriotic, or what? Her voice rose above the others. She sang, "What so proudly we hail," as if the flag were something she cherished. Was she a professional singer? Ordinary people didn't sing the national anthem like that. It made him sing stronger and louder. She noticed him right away singing, "Broad stripes and bright stars." She thought, I know him. No, I don't. Why do I feel like I do? He was off by himself near the entrance to the gym, standing like a soldier at attention. His crew-cut steel-gray hair, his tall, proud stance, the way they matched, made her sing. "And the rocket's red glare," louder. He sang, "The bombs bursting in air," louder. And because he was enjoying the way their voices harmonized, he put his hand on his heart like a ham actor playing Romeo and sent her a grin. Enjoying his grin, she was thinking, I could sing and sing on forever like this, as their voices ascended, soared, and sustained that highest note. Land of the free, while the other voices joined in and the final big notes filled the room. As everyone in the gym applauded, she stood there, still connected to him, and the moment that they shared, tingling with a feeling she hadn't felt since when? He stood there, wanting to cross to her. They were 35 feet apart, but when he got there, he'd say, "What?" He watched her smooth her dress as she hurried into one of the decorated booths, watched her tie on an apron and give a sunrise of a smile, a genuine greeting as she handed someone a menu. He found himself smiling, told himself, come off it, Wynne. Quit mooning around, and hurried into the sound booth. But the smile on his lips wouldn't go away. When the fair ended a few hours later, for no reason except that Mother Nature had surprised central Pennsylvania with a spring night, and one unexpected thing breeds another, Wynne took the longer scenic route via the parking lot. There she was, in the light from the street lamp. Her hair was pale gold. She was sitting cross-legged on a ledge, half hidden by the shopping bags that surrounded her. She was taking off her high heels, massaging her toes, putting on her sneakers. He cleared his throat. She looked up. He blurted out, "You going jogging, Mrs. Marischal?" "Walking." Aware that he knew her name, she said, "My home is just down the street on Rose Avenue, Mr. Winslow." "Well, let me help you." He picked up her shopping bags, tickled that she knew his name. "My first name is Wynne. The custodian was helping me run sound equipment. He said your daughter went to school here." "Yes, the custodian told me that you were donating your services." Wynne said the first thing that came to his mind. "It's a great night, great exercise, walking and jogging, biking." As they walked, Wynne studied her. Nice figure. 35, 25, 35. Perky round breasts, like goblets. Was that Shakespeare or the Bible? He looked away, chiding himself for imagining his hands on her breasts when they hadn't yet had a conversation. A car full of teenagers, radio blaring, came careening around the corner. Thinking, Saved by the Bell, Wynne said, "Why do they have to play so loud?" She murmured, "Noisy music is what they need nowadays to drown out the rest of the world." "You can say that again," Wynne grabbed onto it. "Guns, violence, overcrowded cities, noise, traffic jams. At the station, the honking horns drive me crazy." "I gather you're an engineer at the radio station." "The TFM, Technical Facilities Managers, fancy name for Mr. Fix-It. I hang around waiting for a minor disaster. When it hits, hours of tinkering, trying to make old equipment act like new. What we need is million-dollar computerized equipment. Anyway, it pays my bills." "Maybe you need a change, something more challenging to do." "A man my age can't just pick up and go down the road." "Why not?" "Well, it's sort of complicated." "Every reason why you can't," she said lightly, "may be the reason why you can." Wynne laughed. "It's a great lyric for a song, Mrs. Marischal." She stopped at a gate in front of the White House. "Here we are." "This is your home? Gee, it's a castle. That big bay window, that willow tree hovering over it. Wow." "My husband bought this home as a surprise when I came home from the hospital with our daughter. He died last year. Didn't the custodian tell you?" "Mrs. Marischal, my wife," she interrupted. "He said you were a widower, Mr. Winslow. I work every day, every evening at Diamond's restaurant except Mondays. Next Monday, I'm starting a computer course." Aware of his height, the protective way he was looking down at her, Rose gave him a hostess smile. "It was nice meeting you, but I'm a very busy, committed person, Mr. Winslow, with no time for socializing." "Wynne, everybody calls me Wynne, and you're, Rose Marischal. Good night, Wynne." He said, "Good night, Rose." As he closed the gate behind him, the porch light came on and made a tiny moon over her head, thinking, dandelion lady in rainbow moonlight. He turned away and began retracing his steps, walking east on Rose Avenue to his home. All the way home, Wynne chewed over what he'd said, what she'd said. The moment he was inside his house, he wrote a note to a guy he worked with back in the days when he was playing guitar, writing songs. "Scout around for me, Mike. Let me know if there are any interesting jobs in your neck of the woods. Your old chum needs a change and challenge." As he mailed it at the corner mailbox, he said, "Thank you, Rose of Rose Avenue." He liked saying the name. Saying it again, Wynne chuckled, aware that each time he said Rose, his lips took on the shape of a kiss. Hey, this is another role I would really like to play.